Hello, I'm Lori Steiner, sitting in for Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, dealing with pain is a pain. We'll offer comforting counsel on how to stand up to pain. Then, police and fire workers face changing retirement and healthcare options. We'll help our safety workers make the safest selections. Do you know an outstanding senior volunteer? Find out how to volunteer them for well-earned recognition. Plus, are your craft tools too tough to handle? We've got designs on some easy-to-manage options and why your auto insurance may not protect you.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. When it comes to back pain, Dr. Samuel Rosenberg says a one-size treatment does not fit all, and he's here to help you pinpoint the proper plan for deleting your pain. Dr. Rosenberg is with the Spine Center at Metro Health with a clinical focus in pain management. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Will all of us have to deal with back pain eventually? Is that what we all have to look forward to?
I think most commonly the people at some point in their lives will develop back pain.
All right, so it's kind of an inevitable thing. So should we be doing exercises or doing anything to try to avoid it or at least make it not so bad?
I think there's some conditions that are part of wear and tear. Some rare conditions, people are born with pathology that may not give you any problems until later on in life, like narrowing of the canal. But most commonly is wear and tear. So when the people come to me and they're angry as to why it happened to them since they exercise, I tell them because you're lucky. And when they say, what do you mean? I say, because you're alive. Only the dead people don't get back pain.
Oh,
so
no.
Most commonly, sooner or later, all of us will develop back pain. Not necessarily will need to be treated. Most commonly, the back pain goes away. Most commonly, it's not dangerous.
Okay. So I know you advocate a diagnosis. If you're having back pain, you need to find out what's going on, correct?
Correct. So even though I told you that most commonly back pain is not dangerous, there are some conditions in which it may lead to things that may need to be treated right away. So if the people are having progressively getting weaker in the legs, or in the case of the neck, progressively weaker in the arms, or progressively number in the legs or arms, they immediately need to see a medical doctor, preferably a specialist, so they'll get the right diagnosis right away. Okay. But most commonly, people don't have progressive weakness or numbness in the legs or arms.
Okay. So when somebody comes to see you and they have back pain that's getting to the point where they just have to do something about it, how do you make that diagnosis as to what's going on?
I need to, first of all, take a good history, which is probably the most important thing is history taking, and that would lead me to think of the back pain being caused by A, B, or C. Mm-hmm. Then I need to examine them, and finally I need to include diagnostic modalities such as X-rays and MRIs, and less preferably so CAT scans of the back to work up their pain. Mm-hmm. So the X-rays will determine if people have fractures of the bones, misalignment, or disc degeneration. The MRI will see what's inside of the spinal sac, inside of the canal, the discs better, and CAT scan will see much better bone than MRI, but the problem with CAT scan is that you get radiated while getting a CAT scan, which does not happen when you have MRIs.
Okay. So once you've diagnosed a back problem, then there are treatment options? Is it exercise or therapy, or what do you usually work with people on?
So basically, there's a whole modality of things that we can offer patients. For the very acute patient, the one that cannot move, cannot walk, then obviously they need to be seen. But people commonly get a short dose of steroids, which if you take it just for 5 or 6 days should not cause any great difficulty of any kind. You can take anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxants, and for the short-term pain medications as well. Mm-hmm. The key is to understand what the source of the pain is. If you have somebody with chronic pain, the question again is, what is the cause of the pain? So that people can come for different diagnostic purposes, again, for different workups with all these modalities that I told you. Sometimes people need EMGs, EMGs, electromyograms, nerve conduction studies. And other times people need nerve blocks, spinal blocks, to pinpoint what the right diagnosis is, where's the pain coming from.
A lot to it. I understand there's a program coming up that you're going to be speaking at if people want more information.
Well, I'll be speaking March 20th at 6 o'clock at the Marriott in 150th, West 150th.
Okay.
So it's a Thursday evening, and I'll be happy to give people a few tips on what to do with their pain.
Excellent, excellent, because there's a lot to this, I can see. The best treatment for back pain, the one that is tailored to you and your particular spine issues. Follow Dr. Rosenberg's advice and see a spine specialist. Need help in finding one? Use the information that's coming up next.
Find out more by calling Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or log on to www.metrohealth.org. Next, alarming changes for safety workers. But first, during World War I, this product was enlisted to serve as a possible gas mask filter. By the 1930s, it changed wars to do battle against runny noses with the slogan, "Don't carry a cold in your pocket." Can you cough up the brand name of this undefeatable item? We'll bless you with the answer when we return.
My husband and I got into the car and we couldn't do it. We couldn't pick one baby over the other. Coming to Metro changed the entire pregnancy. We actually started to become happy with our situation. We owe a big thank you to Metro. I can't imagine our family without Sam.
It may not have won any World War I medals as a gas mask filter, but the present popularity of Kleenex tissues is nothing to sneeze at. Once the company caught on to the public's hankering to dispose of their used hankies, sales of this well-received replacement blew through the roof.
Options are important for everyone when looking at retirement planning, but Ohio police and fire employees have unique circumstances. How do these safety workers know what they've selected is the right thing? Jim Lineweaver has arresting information that will calm their fires of concern, both today and in an upcoming free dinner. Jim is a certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. So welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we mentioned the dinner. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, say I'm a safety worker, fire, police, and I'm looking at my retirement options. I want to make the right choice to begin with, because I don't know that you can actually go back and make a second choice. So what should I be looking at?
Yeah, most of the times you can't. So when it comes to your pension and taking a payout, there's something called a qualified joint and survivorship annuity option that if you're married, you can choose, so that if something happens to you, your surviving spouse would get some type of payment from the pension. But you got to be careful, because some of these elections, you really have to look at your individual situation, because you're right. Once you make that decision, for the majority of the situations, you can't go back and change it. So it's an irreversible decision.
Really important to have that information up front.
It is.
So, can you give us an example of how a joint survivor benefit would work?
Yeah, so let's say you wanted to pick a 50% survivorship option for your spouse, and let's say your benefit was going to be $60,000 a year. What ends up happening is you usually give up anywhere from 7 to 10% of your pension per year to put on a survivorship benefit. So instead of making $60,000 a year, you'd be down to around $55,000. But if something happened to you, your wife or spouse would get around $27,000, and they get that income for the rest of their life. And for a lot of times, there's a little cost of living adjustment on that too. But you just have to remember, you're also giving up about 10% of your current pay to do that.
Yeah, so it's making that decision. So what if I opt not to do the survivor's benefit? Can I choose only on my life?
You can. You can choose a life-only option. And this is where Police and Fire Ohio pension differs from almost every other pension in the state. If you take a life-only option on your spouse, in that scenario, you'll keep the $60,000, so you're not giving up another $5,000 or $6,000. But they have a statutory retirement benefit for spouses when you pass away that they're going to still get around $776 a month in 2014. Now, that's not a lot to live on the rest of your life.
That's true.
So therefore, what you can also do is that people can take that differential or that $5,000 or $6,000 that they normally give up, maybe take a piece of that and purchase life insurance on themselves, so that way when they pass away, their wife would still get that $776 a month, but then they'll also get usually a lump sum tax-free coming in from the insurance to help take care of income and things for the rest of their life. And sometimes that can actually work out a lot better than taking a survivorship option, because one thing that people have to remember, if once they individually pass away, if you have the life only, or if you have a joint survivor and you both pass away, and if it's relatively young, guess what? Family gets no money. There's nothing left for the kids.
Yeah, so it's sometimes combining plans. How about health care benefits?
Yeah, this is important too, because a lot of these people are going to retire early before they would get Medicare at 65.
Right.
They can see premiums as $850, $900.
That can really eat up a big chunk of their retirement.
Yeah, you could be up to $1,200 a month, so you got to be careful. But there are some good tax deductions out there for them.
Okay,
well.
And we kind of just had a chance to hit on both of these areas, but you have a program, a free dinner coming up soon that people can get more information on.
Yeah, it's coming up in March, because we're going to cover this and a wide variety of other topics, because it's really important for anybody close or near retirement. It's going to be on Tuesday, March 25th in the evening, and we're going to hold it at Lockkeepers. It is free to viewers. If they'd like to attend, they can just call the number.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. It's hard to be choosy if you don't understand your choices, so choose to get help. Attend the dinner or give Jim a call to get more information. The number for both is coming up right after this.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or log on to www.lineweaver.net. Next, any volunteers? Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Should your old estate planning documents change with the times? Find out more at free seminars offered by Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck. March 17th at 2 p.m. at their law offices and at 7 p.m. at the Holiday Inn at Rockside. The update will be offered again Wednesday, March 19th at 1 p.m. at the Middleburg Heights Rec Center and again at 7 p.m. at the Westlake Rec Center. To reserve your seat, call 1-888-236-5173 or visit www.budishandsolomon.com.
Seniors may stop working, but they don't stop doing. You can find seniors volunteering in a variety of places, delivering meals, doing repairs, offering counsel, or advocating for others. In fact, it's estimated that more than half of all seniors, more than 8 million people, volunteer, and their work adds up to well over 1 billion hours of service. Now, this comes as no surprise to Tracy Haynes from Medical Mutual of Ohio. As Senior Community Outreach Specialist, Tracy oversees the company's outstanding Senior Volunteer Awards program, and she's here to encourage nominations for these awards. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Before we find out about how we're going to nominate something, tell us about the background of the awards.
Well, for the last 25 years, nearly the last 25 years, Medical Mutual has been honoring senior citizens in the community. So one of the ways that we do it is by presenting the Outstanding Senior Volunteer Awards. Medical Mutual being the oldest and largest health insurance company in Ohio, we like to give back to the community, and this is one of our ways of saying thank you to all the seniors who volunteer in their communities, making it better.
Yeah, they give of themselves so other people can have something too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we're going to talk about, there's different award programs, right? Toledo and Columbus area and then the Cleveland area?
Yes, there are two regional awards, one being in Central Ohio, which is usually in the Columbus area, and then there's one in Northwest Ohio, and that's usually in the Toledo area, and then we have the All Ohio statewide awards. Everybody else. And it's in the Cleveland area.
Okay, so who's eligible for this award?
Seniors who are 60 years old or better and who are nominated by one of the agencies in the community.
So the agencies have to know firsthand that these people have really lived up to this.
Yes.
honor, I guess it would be.
Oh,
So-
absolutely, absolutely.
And then you have this big event, right?
Yes, we have a really nice, huge event. Like I said, we have the 2 regionals, but then we have the granddaddy of them all, which is the one in Cleveland. And like I said, that's the All Ohio Statewide Award.
And we have a few things here. Looks like people from previous years. Tell us about how it all works. Who's all there in the audience?
Oh, those are our fabulous seniors who volunteer. We have that's pictures. Oh, hey, look at that!
Yeah,
Who's that? That's
Channel
Russ,
3's own.
Russ Mitchell. He was our MC at last year's event, and this year he has agreed to come on board again. They just love to be with Russ Mitchell, and he's going to be our MC as well this year.
Okay, so the people who are being honored and the sponsors, those are the organizations who are nominated those people? Those are who are in attendance?
Those are in attendance, friends, families. We often get volunteers who are mentors, and they bring their mentors to keep their legacy just moving along and, trucking along. So that's who's all out there. And
So it's a big ceremony, a big
It's
celebration for those
big,
people.
huge celebration.
Good dinner, I hope?
Oh, yes. Food, gifts, just a whole bunch of camaraderie, hugs, and congratulations. So, yes, it is a big deal, and our seniors really love being at this event.
Okay, so the specific qualifications for a senior, you said before, you have to be 60 or older and nominated by your organization. You can't nominate yourself. Is that correct?
Absolutely. No, you cannot nominate yourself. You have to be nominated by an organization.
Okay, and there's forms online that these organizations can go to at Medical Mutual so that they can nominate their people.
Yeah.
And what's the deadline?
The deadline is March 21st.
And the event?
The event is May 29th at the Shaker Heights Country Club.
Okay, so get those nominations
Get
in,
those
right?
nominations in. Just visit medmutual.com and click on the community tab.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you know of a senior who deserves recognition for their volunteering efforts, be sure to check out Medical Mutual's website for more information about these awards. My thanks to Tracy Haynes and Medical Mutual of Ohio for shining a light on these well-deserving older adults. Thanks.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website, www.medmutual.com. Next, tools for the craft challenged. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we're going to work our shoulder muscles by doing a basic belt press. We're also going to utilize our exercise ball today to help bring our core into play a little bit. All right, all we're going to want to do is we're going to sit upright on the ball with our legs bent at a 90-degree angle, about shoulder width apart, to help us maintain that good balance. Keep good posture so that way we can breathe. We're going to start with the dumbbells on our shoulders, and we're simply pressing above the head, touching them above the head, and bringing them right back down to the starting position. All the way up and all the way down. Exhale as you press above your head, and inhale as you bring them back down. 12 to 15 repetitions is a great place for you to start. How you feeling?
I'm still up.
All right, we got it everybody, and now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
Making our own cards, scrapbooking our photos, designing our own jewelry. These hobbies not only get our creative juices flowing, they also provide rejuvenation and relaxation all at the same time. But if your sight is souring or your digits dexterity is going downhill, don't think it means the end of your crafting career. Creative crafter Jenny Barnett Roars is here with tools to help your technique. Jenny is the creator of CraftTestDummies.com. It's hard to say.
Thank you. I appreciate
We
it.
are happy to have you here because you've got some really good, simple solutions to keep seniors working and crafting and doing all these fun things that use your imagination.
Absolutely. And it's so good. Crafting helps keep your mind sharp. It helps keep you feeling engaged. And it shouldn't have to stop just because your eyesight's going or maybe you've got some arthritis. And when I say the mature crafter, I mean anybody over 40 because
That's very nice
I'm a
of you.
member of that club. And I have
you can
already
talk about
noticed.
yourself.
Yes, I've already noticed that I have needed some extra light and some extra visual aid so that I can keep crafting.
Well,
too.
let's talk about what you've got.
Sure. So one of the things I think is really important that people often overlook is the need for good lighting. The aging eye needs about 40% more light to see just as clearly as, say, our kids do. And if you want to get special lights like this, it has a full spectrum light bulb, which actually helps you see the colors more clearly as well and reduces the eye strain. But if you don't want to invest in a whole light, you can go to your big box store and just get a full spectrum light bulb and use it in the light fixtures you already have at home. So that's a nice economical solution.
Okay, even more help with sight.
Oh yes, I'm going to model these for you. You ready?
All right.
Because this is this is a fashion statement. But these flip up and down, and they have different magnifying lenses so that you can get right into your work and really see very clearly and up close. This is great for quilters and jewelry makers. But if you don't want to, again, go with the big thing.
You don't want to look like a welder.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think that's kind of cute. But, if that's not your thing, you can always go with a small magnifying glass. And this one has a light built right in.
Oh, excellent.
So, again, just a little extra magnification can really be helpful.
Okay, and now I mentioned the digits in your choosing use. A lot of people have arthritis or mobility or issues with their fingers.
Even recovering from even a stroke, or if you have an autoimmune disorder, being able to work with your hands, of course, is like the first thing with crafting, right? You need your hands. So what you can do is look for tools that have built-up handles. So, for example, this craft blade sits so nicely in the hand, it's much easier to hold than, say, a little skinny one. You can also find some tools like these tweezers that are spring-assisted, and so it'll hold your project. And then you've also got wonderful things like these punches that are spring action, and these scissors, which spring back open for you too. So that means your hand does 50% less work, which means that you can do more cutting as well. And of course, if
or
you're
even
a quilter,
rotary cutters.
a rotary cutter is great, or a paper trimmer where you don't even have to use your hand power at all.
How about you get real involved, you start to hunch over the table?
I do that, you just get really excited and you get really close. Well, first of all, if you're using your magnification, you may not have to get so close. But you also may need to elevate your work surface a little bit. Now, this particular easel is a magnified or a magnetic surface, and you can prop things up. But if you don't have that, would you mind helping me out there? You can just use a good old-fashioned book stand to raise up the surface. Also, I love the fact that we're standing at a kitchen counter because the counter is a little bit higher,
much more
and that
conducive
helps
to
keeps your
good
back
posture.
in good alignment.
And these?
And then you've got Lazy Susans. Now, this is a professional model, so if you're painting, sometimes you might want to turn and like reach around something. Well, just use the Lazy Susans and let the project come to you. It'll help keep your spine happy and healthy.
All right, help keep our doctors on the show happy.
Exactly.
So even if maturity has made matters a bit more challenging, thanks to Jenny's ingenious ideas, you don't have to quit your crafts. And for more great crafting tips and tricks, visit Jenny's website. The information is coming up next.
For more great craft ideas, click to www.crafttestdummies.com. Next, how to fill a gaping hole in your insurance protection.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
If your car is stolen or totaled, you could find yourself with a huge and unexpected financial headache. But wait, doesn't your auto insurance protect you? Maybe not. Here to explain is my law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Mike. We're talking about cars.
Yes.
What's the problem?
Well, here's the issue. If your car is totaled in an accident or it's stolen, and then the insurance company, generally, you'll get the fair value for your car. But many times, the loan you owe on the car is more than the fair value. Sure. Especially, people finance their cars over 48 months or 68 months, so the loan will be higher than the fair value. For example, let's say your car is worth $5,000 and there's a loan of $8,000 on it, and it's totaled. You get a check from the insurance company for $5,000. You still owe $3,000 to the bank.
I mean, the loan doesn't stop if the car is gone or it's destroyed?
No, the loan's independent, so that you owe the money no matter what happens.
Even
to
if you
your
got it
car.
from the dealership?
Even if you got it from the
Oh,
dealership.
man. So how do I protect myself?
Well, one of the things people do is there's something called gap insurance. And what that is, it insures the difference between the fair value of your car and the loan amount.
Oh, okay.
And it's relatively cheap. But, it could be as cheap as maybe $20 a year to get that sort of thing.
Okay.
So then if your car is totaled, you get a check for the difference and you pay off the bank.
How long do you have to keep that insurance?
Well, there you do a little monitoring. You eventually, hopefully, your loan is dropping each year. The value drops, but hopefully the loan drops faster in value, and eventually your car is worth more than your loan, and then you can drop the insurance.
All right. Wow, gap, even for Medicare, gap insurance,
There
and
we
even
go.
for car loans
That's right,
too.
yeah.
So if your car is stolen or totaled, don't fall into a financial abyss. Follow Mike's advice and fill the gap with gap insurance. For more information, give Mike a call.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to tell you what you ought to know about what may be lacking in your car insurance. Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, we have lots more great information for you out there. We'll have information about getting beautiful teeth, how to get a smile that will make your friends green with envy. Is your estate plan okay? We'll update you on documents you might need and on your doctor's orders. Until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.